It starts quietly. A child enters the world, innocent, open, and full of need. But instead of warmth, they meet coldness. Instead of welcome, they meet rejection. They don't know why. They can't understand it. But the body learns before the mind does. The way a voice sharpens when they speak. The way eyes roll when they ask for help. The way silence becomes punishment. Soon, the message becomes clear. You are not wanted here. And that's where the psychology of the hated child begins. Not with hate they give, but with hate they receive. A child isn't born broken. They become that way when love becomes conditional. When every mistake earns disgust instead of guidance. When affection is replaced with criticism. When the people who should have protected them become their first source of pain. They learn quickly that safety is not guaranteed. So they adapt. Some turn quiet, invisible, the good child who never causes trouble. They hide their feelings because showing emotion only invites attack. They smile even when they're breaking inside, because it's safer to pretend than to be seen. Others go the opposite way. They fight, shout, rebel, because it's better to be hated for something you did than ignored for simply existing. Anger becomes armor. Defiance becomes a shield. And underneath it all is the same wound. I was never loved for who I am. Psychologists call this developmental trauma. But to the child, it's just life. They don't have the words for neglect or emotional abuse. They just know that no matter what they do, it's never enough. This is how self-worth is rewritten. Not through words, but through experiences repeated 1,000 times. The sighs, the cold stares, the withheld hugs. They teach the brain to associate love with danger, connection with pain. And soon, the child begins to believe something tragic. If even my parents can't love me, maybe I'm unlovable. That belief doesn't fade. It grows quietly in the background of every relationship. It shows up as overthinking, as people-pleasing, as fear of abandonment. The hated child learns to anticipate rejection before it even happens, because in their world, it always does. But here's what makes this story even sadder. Society rarely sees the hated child. They see the outcome, the angry teenager, the cold adult, the person who pushes people away. But behind that behavior is a child still waiting for someone to say, "It wasn't your fault." Because no child deserves to feel hated for existing. And yet, so many grow up thinking that love must be earned by being perfect, useful, quiet, or invisible. The psychology of the hated child begins with rejection, but it doesn't end there. Because even in the most unwanted soul, there's still a spark, a part that wants to be seen, to be held, to be enough. And that small, quiet hope is what keeps them alive.